Hello, my boils, my ghouls, and my zools. You didn't think I was gonna leave you hanging, did ya?
Toilet is now hot, sir. Oh, yeah.
I know I said I was confirmed for Midnight Brutality. I was. You know, after adding things up at the last minute, ended up actually going to Lethal Weapons Texas. So, I think I made a pretty good choice. And if you're not familiar with Lethal Weapons Texas, Lethal Weapons is a 3-day event brought to you by the producers of Kalash Bash. It's an all Iron Sights retro carbine event. However, there are subgun and battle rifle divisions. This was the first year of Lethal Weapons. It was an 8-stage event with 308 shooters total. Now the rules for this event stated no red dots, no scopes, and no optics systems other than iron sights built into the rifle allowed. There was a retro and retro mod division for light, heavy, and battle rifles. So my choice of rifle was a factory Bulgarian AK-74, and I was going to shoot my C93, but unfortunately my magazines didn't come in the mail in time, so I just went with the AK-74. I had a set of Romanian 1-1 furniture laying around, so I threw that on, entered in the retro carbine light division. When it comes to competing, you have the choice, just like Kalash Bash, of shooting all your stages on Friday or splitting them between Saturday and Sunday. So I personally like to shoot the stages all on Friday and then have the rest of the weekend to enjoy the festivities, but it does get a bit tiring doing 8 stages in one day all in a row. So the theme of the event was 80s and 90s action movies. Everybody came out in their best LARP. I came out as Sasha from Behind Enemy Lines. So each stage itself was also themed like a different movie from the 80s or 90s. And the first stage my squad started on was Matrix. So it started off a little slow for me, had to find my zero a little bit, and then was able to cook up, but was a little bit worried about walking this tight beam because I historically have problems with it, but today didn't really have too many problems. Luckily, I was able to get through it without falling off once. Giving everything a bit of a triple tap, make sure I got it. You know, it was the first stage of the day. Luckily, I'd already seen this one. You know, you just stomp on it and stop at the end, so I knew to just stomp and reload right there. So the second stage for us was Die Hard, and unfortunately this one didn't go so hot for me. You know, it was one of those instances of I listened to the directions, and as soon as the buzzer hit, everything went out the window, and you know, it just kind of fell apart. So this was my worst stage of the day by far.
Give me a nod when you're ready, John. Stand by.
So you only had to get 1 hit on the steel. For some reason I was thinking 2, and then when you step into the box you have to get 3 on paper, so that's why I was thinking 2 originally, but as soon as you said 1, for some reason I just dropped it and started double tapping, and brain fart.
I'm voting so clear, sir. Yeah,
Next stage for my squad, Lethal Weapon 2, and what better than to start on the shitter.
Toilet is now hot, sir. Joshua. Shooter, are you ready? Ready. Shooter, the cape's ready.
So this was actually one of my better stages of the day. The best stage of the day for me time-wise was Matrix, but this one overall went pretty well. I was getting quite a bit of bump fire during this one too. I'm not going to go through every single stage sequentially, that'd be a very long video, but the ones I'd probably say I had the most fun on would be Predator. This one was a lot of fun. And really, I would be remiss to say without talking about the stage based on my favorite movie, Scarface. So, you know, honestly, this was just kind of a dream come true for me.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Stand by.
What's up, dude? I'm by the camping. That text you, didn't I? Clay gave me like 2 fucking huge scoops. Oh yeah, we can see. I mean, just so I'll have it. Okay, bye.
There we go.
So overall, fantastic match. The competition itself was a lot of fun. The stages were very appropriate for iron sights, including the long-range stages. Thank you to Weapon Genetics for supplying the soda gun cannon.
Near the far?
That stage was actually a lot of fun for me.
Oh, no.
Just out of nowhere, I ended up switching rifles with my friend Justin, and I shot his M16, which was a lot of fun.
AR stuff. AR stuff.
It was cool. Cleared it. Fun stage. Never shot that rifle in my life, but we got through it.
Yeah, I'm just letting you know.
Circles?
Yeah. Okay. Let's see when it wiggles. Moving on. Again? Again? There you go. I'll try the circles. Okay. Might as well. There we go. No, those targets were difficult. I couldn't Oh!
So overall in the competition, I did pretty okay, except that one stage where I missed all those triple taps because each one of those is a penalty. So that knocked me back pretty hard, and I ended up with 165th for the weekend out of 309 shooters. So I could have done better, kind of smack dab in the middle basically, you know, but that's what one stage doing real bad will do to an entire competition for you. Because, I mean, everything else I was pretty much in the about 50 to 70th range on each stage. That particular stage, I was 150 something. So most of my stages, I was coming somewhere between 50 and 70th on each stage. That one stage I bombed, I got 121st and a solid 30 seconds of penalties. And I mean, I had an FTN here and there through the day, so you know, it's a 10-second penalty, but solid 30 seconds of penalties is definitely not going to help anybody. That really, really hurt when you stack with a, you know, 1 or 2 other penalties throughout the day. It's no good. So definitely hurt, but still came in about smack dab in the middle, so I'm not unhappy with that. I'm definitely not unhappy with that. Could have done much worse. So with the competition over, it's time to eat, get over to the campground, get the party started, because it wouldn't be a Kalash Bash Texas event if we didn't have the camp and the party at nighttime. Typically know this as Camp Kalash, but this is not an AK event. This is a general retro carbine event, so it was just a campground this year. But the party was no different, despite the campground being slightly smaller than usual.
And if I'm flexible, it might be a bad day for you.
Okay, but don't hurt me.
I'm not gonna hurt you.
Okay.
And despite the campground being a little smaller than usual, the party still went pretty fucking hard. In the daytime, I went over and checked out the vendor tents, saw some of the companies that are bringing out new products, some of the companies that have become good friends over the past couple of years. Of course, I have to mention J-Mac has a new rail out, and the Gucci green looks fantastic. Also got to see Mike Pappas at Dead Air, Hub City, got to see AKT Sport. A lot of good people out there and a lot of cool products coming out this year. After checking out the vendors, I went over to the machine gun tents, checked out a couple guns I never got to shoot before. They had a Dishka out this year, pretty incredible.
I got more of those.
I never shot a 50 cal, that was a lot of fun. They also had gun racing this year, so that was a lot of fun. I got to take on Clay. I got to take on our beloved German Pascal, who comes all the way from Germany to support the American competition scene. And, of course, I got to take on Saucy.
Shoot on the left, ready? Stand by.
So overall, the weekend was a lot of fun, very successful for a first-time event, really couldn't have asked for anything more. The competition itself, the stages were a lot of fun. There was a great amount of vendors. The vendors that were there were pretty great for the event itself. Dude, and even the food was pretty good this year. I think everybody would agree. Those brisket sandwiches were off the fucking hook. So coupled with the fact that there was no weather problems, it was absolutely perfect weather for a match, nice and sunny, maybe a little humid for LARPing, but perfect match weather. All I can really say is fantastic job to the title sponsors of the match, which would be Dissident Arms, Kyber Customs, Third Pin Threads, and Sons of Liberty Gunworks. Really good job, guys. That's all I can say. So, if you guys enjoyed this content, please hit like, subscribe, reminder, notifications, all that shit. Got some more coming up for you. Sorry for this little break here. Life happens, man. But we're going to keep rolling on, so y'all stay safe, have fun, do stupid.